Hey everybody, welcome to Half Beard Suds Heads Up! Today we're looking at the Powerpuff Girls Defenders of Townsville. Cartoon Network games, it's nice of them, they send us copies, we're gonna check it out. I've played like, I don't know, hour and a half of this so far, 80 minutes, and I'm disappointingly pretty far through the game, so that sucks. We might even just start from the start just to kind of show it, mainly because I'm stuck right now. It's a Metroidvania game, believe it or not. You also see it's in the new Powerpuff Girls style. Thankfully, it doesn't have to be. You can go back to the good old Gendy Tartakovsky, yeah, that's how you pronounce his last name, visuals. But to be fair, I actually kind of like the newer visuals more in-game. I really don't like the new visuals more as, like, the show, but, like, I like that more in-game because it's a bit more detailed. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so this is a Powerpuff Girls Metroidvania game, and that's super weird, but alright. It's cheap, too. It's like $8. It's actually like $6.39 right now because of the sale, but it's like $8. So let's jump in, see the story. We're just starting a new game because I'm kind of stuck in my current game. So whatever.
The city of Townsville.
Get some good, you get your good narration. The voice actors are all back.
What's Mojo up to?
There he is. There's no animation really. It's just like still stuff, just like moving around.
What is it, Mayor?
Not things actually animating. Like no mouth movements. No, them actually, like, moving the characters, just, like, moving them in the frame. Like, it's a motion comic, essentially. It's really disappointing. Hold on. This is the best part of the game, is listening to Mojo talk. Just like the show, Mojo Jojo's the best character ever. Wait for it.
Ha! The robots were just to attract you here, which, as you can see, they have done with the utmost efficiency, indicated by your current presence in this location right this moment. But now, I, Mojo Jojo, will finally defeat you, the Powerpuff Girls, once and for all! For what good are superpowers if you cannot remember how to use them?
Ha ha! Yeah, I don't know why, the subtitles have a lot of trouble catching up there. Like, I like that the art is there, and I like that the voice acting is there, but I'm real disappointed that and this is like the only cutscene I've seen so far. I'm really disappointed. No, I've seen two, but still, I'm really disappointed there's no animation. Like, it's super basic. So we've forgotten our powers. And we're all separated, so I can't even jump. I can't punch. I can't do anything. I just gotta walk around. I gotta slowly walk through this cavern. Thankfully, it's, now I can punch. Pick that up. Those are my powers. It's weird. This game's got a weird thing going on where... Oh, it's not here yet. Once we learn how to fly, it happens. We're basically... It's basically a dual joystick shooter, but instead of using dual joysticks, what happens is it has you pressing X and B on the pad to punch, to like shoot beams left and right. Which I get, because it does allow you to switch between left and right really quick, but it's not as efficient as just a classic dual joystick shooter might be in terms of control, which is a pity. Also, the game moves kind of slow. Like, you know, it's especially slow right now because I'm walking, but even once I start flying, it's pretty slow. I eventually get a dash ability, which definitely makes me move faster, but it's never that fast. I'm sure I eventually get a better dash, but still. Ugh. It also doesn't feel like there's a ton of frames of animation in these characters, which is, it's disappointing, you know? Like, there's I feel like it's set orally, it's fine, it's just, there's a lot to be desired in the kind of just some of the visuals, just the visual presentation. Like, it looks the way it should, but it doesn't run the way it should visually. I think it plays fine. You'll especially don't get to it. I mean, it's your, you know, it's your kind of like standard dual joystick shootery sort of thing. Fire Emblem are a little dull, to be frank. It's definitely, you know, very video gamey, just kind of like areas to wander around in, which is kind of, you know, can get rather dull. Very just kind of like corridors and big old caves full of dudes that aren't really all that interesting to fight. Definitely feels like there is, you know, a kind of a lack of impetus to things, maybe. It's definitely, you know, going for the classic Metroidvania thing of you are gonna wander around like crazy and just keep checking doors until eventually something, oh god, anything fucking works. That's kind of a big thing this game has you do. Yay, we can fly now! We haven't got an energy wave, which means we're still gonna punch things. So yeah, you can see that now I'm flying. I'm punching left and right, but I'm not doing it with the stick. So like I can fly backwards and punch the other way. So like I can fly into that wall and punch right. So that's weird. So yeah, basically your goal is to go into rooms, clear enemies, do stuff, save the straight, go to the save room. Save rooms do what you might expect save rooms to do, i.e. saving your game, giving you health and ammo. Once we don't have ammo yet, but once we get the energy blast power up, we'll have ammo to worry about. So basically, but the thing is, ammo comes up pretty quick, and you know, as you're killing guys, they'll drop pickups. It's not the hardest game so far. As I've said, it's not the shortest. It's more just like it's hard kind of finding where stuff is. It's kind of been my big problem. I don't know. I don't hate this game. I don't know if I'd recommend it for everybody though. Like I'm kind of having a hard time figuring out who it's for. Like it's only $8, which I feel is a fair price, I guess, because it does feel long. Like I mean, it's not long. It's definitely a good hour, hour and a half. Not an hour and a half. It's definitely. I mean, I'm 30% of the way through an hour, so. It's probably 4 hours long, maybe. I've heard word of people who I guess are better than I am getting through it in like 2.5 hours. So it's obviously not the longest game in the world, but it just feels like it's in a really weird middle spot between like a full-fledged video game and something more along the lines of like a just like a basic Flash game. It's just in a really odd spot, and I don't know if it kind of balances those two styles of game design very well. It's interesting though, and it feels okay, and it's just kind of fun to have a Powerpuff Girls game. Like, I mean, I'm not the biggest Powerpuff Girls fan. I'm a huge Genndy Tartakovsky fan. I mean, I love Dexter's Lab with a passion. Samurai Jack is just fucking awesome. But you know, I had a little sister. So I watched a lot of this show growing up, and it's kind of nice to see it. Like, it's nice to have this back. Once we find another save room, we will stop for a second so we can switch to the modern style so we can see what that looks like. That's a boosters. That'll let me show boosters. That's good. So, you know, you're powering up in all sorts of different ways. You can see all your upgrades there. You eventually find the other girls, and you can switch between them at random, and they eventually get stuff. And then you'll get these boosters. You need to find modules, which you kind of can't collect similar to the way you collect those hearts I've been collecting, which will eventually upgrade your max health. And they will, you know, allow you to turn on perks. Less damage. Yay. Okay, so I'm not going through there yet. Oh, where am I going next? Down, got it. A lot of your time is just going to spend looking at the map, seeing, okay, where are their doors? The level design's okay. Like, the rooms, like, room to room, the level design's okay. I don't think the world build is great. Like, it doesn't... I've played a lot of Metroidvania games in my time. That's probably my favorite genre. And there needs to be, as much as you definitely want to have tons of room to explore, there needs to be a very clear central path that's never the way you're supposed to go for the whole time, but gives the player a nice, like... It gives the player a nice kind of guideline as to kind of, at least the direction they should be heading. And I don't feel like this game has that pathing down as well as it should. I know that's a very game design-y statement to make about things, especially as a reviewer, but it feels like it's a little, like it definitely feels like the rooms are all just kind of laid out hodgepodge a little bit. Let's change the new style. Let's see what that looks like. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna show this. This is kind of cool. Both the styles have things you can turn off. So I can turn on a real heavy pixel style here for the old version, but then I can also, we're not going to stick with that. We're going to go to the modern style, and then for that I can, nope, not controls. I can turn off the bloom. I can turn off the level contrast. I can turn off the background blur. So that's nice. It definitely gives you a lot of options for the way the game looks. And I as much as I prefer the way, yeah, like look, we played for what, 15 minutes, and it says we're 10% of the way. And that's not 10% of the way through the games. That's 10% of the way through. That's not 10% of the way through the caves. That's 10% of the way through the game. Like, that is... We have finished a sizable chunk in what feels like, what, 10 minutes? Maybe 15? So you can see it definitely looks a lot different. There's a lot more kind of like detail in the way just in the way the level looks. You definitely see a lot more movement in the background. The enemies haven't really changed all that much. The character designs sure have. So... down. I want to get the dash power up, because flying around at this leisurely pace is rather dull. And I want to show the dash, because I like the dash. The dash is probably like... The dash is a nicely iconic bit of kind of Powerpuff Girls nostalgia. It feels like it's running weird. I was getting a good frame rate before, now it's running at 40 frames, and I'm wondering if it's because I switched to this style. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, so the dash is like nicely... It's nicely evocative of the show, because it gives you that iconic trail. Whenever they fly. Yeah, I feel like the frame rate has gotten real chunky all of a sudden. I don't know why. It's normally pretty good. Let's try it this way. Oh, there's a switch. Switches need to be destroyed. They'll open things. You know, video games. You know how those work. You know how those work. All right, cool. So we were here earlier. All right. So I like, for instance, this is a place where if I had the laser blast power, because you do get different blast types, I could shoot a blaze blast through that hole to get that. Or if I had the shockwave power, which you get even later in the game, that allows you to shoot through walls. I still have no goddamn clue where I'm going. That's just a general issue with this game, is not having a damn clue as to where the hell you're going. It definitely requires a lot of backtracking. And the point where I'm at right now, I said I'm stuck. It's less that I'm stuck, and it's more that I don't want to have to backtrack back to the caves I know it wants me to backtrack to. I don't know how to break that yet. I think the girls do get some unique, like, just them powers. Because right now the powers I've got, when I eventually unlock Blossom, which I will, she's maybe another 15, 20 minutes away. She has all the powers Buttercup has. Just because, why not? Alright. Like, I'm just having to check, like, alright, where are doors that I haven't opened yet? Which is... like, that's frustrating. That's not necessarily fun. I want to... You definitely kind of want a basic path, just so you kind of have a vague idea as to where you should be going. Again, it's just something I don't feel like this game does very well. I think this is still, like, an okay game, though. I think if you're a big Powerpuff Girls fan, it's probably worth playing just for the fun of playing a Powerpuff Girls game. I think... I don't know. I don't feel like I don't feel like $8 is a great price, but I don't feel like it is a bad price either. Like, I don't feel... yeah, like... I don't know. Like, I feel like it is appropriately priced for what it is, but I feel like it also maybe should be a little less, because it does feel just like a little overly flash gamey. I don't know. A weird game. It's kind of a weird game. So what else is in this game? There are 4 bosses that are fairly big. They definitely require some, like, classic kind of Raiden-style movement, so that's always nice. And, what else we got here? As I said, we can change the look, lots of robots, play as all 3 girls. And, the other thing is there is a New Game Plus mode that once you've beaten the game, you can go through the game again with remixed levels and stuff. It's called the Mojo Jojo's Key Quest. Which, other stuff. Take down this second quest. Being the brave knight that you are. Ghouls and Ghosts reference, etc., etc. Sorry, I'm trying to read and play this at the same time. I really just want to get that fucking flying thing. I think that's it. We'll call it after we get that flying thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now oh, that's Energy Blast. God damn it.
Even though punching is way better.
Alright, so now as you can see, you know, your different blast have properties. This one will split apart as it goes. It's kind of just a basic energy blast. It doesn't really go through stuff. That was just an energy shield, so it went through that, no problem. But later on, you know, you'll find the shockwave, as I mentioned, that goes through walls, and then you've got the laser one, which is nice and short. You know, the game expands appropriately as time goes on, like you might expect. Destroy this too. I don't know what it destroys, but go for it. Really just want that laser blast, that fucking energy dash, because it's really fun. Energy dashing is fun. The flying feels good. Like once you, like it feels smooth enough.
I'll show you.
And the kind of the energy blast in particular, it's got a nice like, kind of reminds me of Shinobi for the PS2 slightly. Just that feel of like watching the kind of like the trail flow behind them. It's fun. It's a good visual shorthand for you are flying super fast. Isn't that cool? Down here. No, I cannot go through there. Alright, never mind. A lot of this just like, alright, can I go through this door? Nope. Alright, other side of the room. Can I go through that door? Nope. Okay then. And that can get aggravating. Ugh. It's kind of a slow, listless flight. I end up avoiding a lot of the enemies, because it's not like there's experience or anything. It might be. I think we might be at the end of our video here. I went to the wrong door. Yeah. I wanted to show the here. Well, I know what we can do. Just go back to my current game. My farther game. I can show you what it looks like there. I can also show you Blossom there. Yeah, so there you go. That's flying. You fly ever so slightly faster, and you get the trail. And you can also, once you find the girls, you can switch between them. So yeah, that's Powerpuff Girls, Defenders of Townsville. Available on Steam now for $8. Let's see. Oh, her energy blast. Oh man, wasn't using her. I didn't know her energy blast is fire. I'm an idiot. That allows me to get through all the doors I've been having trouble with. That's what I get for not trying things. I'm an idiot. I don't know. This seems okay. It's weird. And it kind of feels like a really odd thing in its current form. But as a fan of, you know, Tartakovsky stuff, I kind of dig it just because it exists. Like the fact that it gets to exist is kind of nice. The fact that Cartoon Network still cares enough about Powerpuff Girls that they're willing to A, reboot it, and B, like try to get people to actually watch the reboot of it. So yeah, this is yeah, this has been this game. As always, I've been your host Halfbeard, and we're out. Later, guys.